let's discuss the exam from last week. The average score for the exam was 79 point something, and the maximum that anybody got was 98 out of 100. So the average was pretty good. We need to take a look at the answers to the questions. So let's go to the solution that I have posted on the website. All right. You should be able to see this file on the website. The answers are all here. There are 5 questions for which the answers are here. The first question was basically an if, elif, else question. So prompting for an option to save the file or not, or cancel. You get the response, and if the response is yes, print the file will be saved. Otherwise, if the response is no, the file will not be saved is the printout, and similarly for cancel, and here is the else part. Any questions about this one? The first question. The second question answer, you begin the evaluation by evaluating the arithmetic expression. So P plus Q, then Q minus R, then P minus Q, then R minus P. Then you start working on the relational operators. So the first one is the greater than symbol. Then the next one is the greater than or equal to. And once we finish the relational operators, we need to go to the logical operators. The first one is the not a. Then the and. The first and is evaluated. Actually, I think I have, yeah, here it is here, the first and. Then the second and would take all of this plus this stuff. And I think I missed a, no, so it actually takes this stuff and this, the result of this and not a. Then finally we do the or, so that is here. Then we have this question about printing the types of roots for a quadratic equation. So if a is equal to 0, you print no roots. Otherwise, if discriminant is less than 0, you print 2 imaginary roots. Otherwise, if it is greater than 0, you print 2 real roots. And we have the case for 1 real root here. I don't think I asked you to read in anything, but if you want to test it, I suppose you need to read in all this stuff. Then we have 2 questions that involved loops. Read in a number, and then you have to keep on reading until the total is greater than 20. So read in one number, and that is your total at that point. And for some reason, Python doesn't like our using sum as a variable, but it works out. You might be better off doing something like total or something. You can see that it has flagged sum as a kind of a keyword. So sum is equal to number, count equals 1. So whatever you have read in has been accumulated and you have counted that. Now, if sum is still less than or equal to 20, you ask for more numbers and add them to your sum and increment count. So you keep in this loop until sum is more than 20. Even with the first number, you might have sum greater than 20, in which case you would not iterate at all. And you print the number of times or the number of numbers that you have read in. And finally here, you read in a number and you are asked to keep reading while the number is less than 0. And then you are supposed to find the number of times you can divide number by 2 until the result becomes 0. So that is the loop here. And you print that count at the end. So that was the solution to the first 5 questions. And any questions about these? All right, let's take a quick look at the other questions. The answers you can find from the D12 quiz itself. So are there any questions about any of these questions? They're straight out of the readings. Some of those may require a little bit of thought, but others are straight from the readings. For example, here you have to kind of go through pretty good privacy to see that it uses both of these. Or some of these are straight from the definitions. And there are a couple of questions or a few questions on Python code here towards the end. So that was the exam. Any comments or questions about the exam? Okay, then in that case, let's start the class exercise. So let me stop recording here. And as usual, we have a class exercise and lab to complete. The difference is in the lab, you don't have to turn in any Word document. So just a program, that's all I'm asking you to submit. So that you may want to note. There is no pseudocode, no test data, nothing of that kind.
So just the working code and you're good?
Yes, that's it, yeah. Just a Python file, yeah. There is no need for any documentation within the Python code. Please put your name at the top. It helps me verify that I'm not looking at somebody else's thing. You know, it helps me keep track of things. What else did I want to say? Yeah, next week we will be starting a new topic called functions. So we'll spend 3 weeks on functions. So that is weeks 12, 13, and 14. And then after that, we have your final exam. Final exam meaning it is the 3rd exam. It's not going to be cumulative, but of course, we have to have questions that involve things that we have learned up until now. I don't know how to ask questions without involving those topics, but the focus will be on whatever we are doing this week and what we do in the next 3 weeks. Okay, so let me stop recording here.